What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another week of Hero or Zero here on the Heroes for Hire podcast. My name is Sean Meehan, and joining me as always is my partner in crime, Mr. Connor Lawler.
Sean, how are you?
Very, very good on this lovely Friday evening, Connor. How are you?
I feel like we just got to be civil. You know what I mean?
Imagine if we were just friends. Yeah, this is like our redemption arc where we've fallen out over our DC Marvel love. And then come back together as best pals.
It'll get boring though. It'll be like Spider-Man when he was like 40 and MJ was a supermodel and it was all just happy. Like, we just got to ruin that kid's life again.
Everything is going too well for the Heroes for Hire podcast right now. But Connor, for people, this might be someone's first episode of Hero or Zero. Would you like to explain to the lovely people what Hero or Zero is all about?
Well, normally Sean is a dickhead, so I hate him. That's
what? An actual voice crack there.
So Sean has just hit puberty, and normally every single week we take one comic book character and we talk their good points and their bad points, and we generally just give you a bit of a rundown of everything to do with that character. Now, I normally choose DC characters, Sean normally chooses Marvel characters, and we have a fake fight but in reality we like all comic books. It's just kind of a little show that there's some characters, maybe not Batman, maybe not Captain America, you haven't heard of before. We give you a bit of a, we let you in some characters you may not have read, and
Absolutely.
maybe give you maybe a bit of their backstory.
Yeah, and I think this week might be a very good example of this. But I'm finding some fucking loopholes in this show. Okay,
I feel like you've gone a bit far the last 2 weeks.
I've gone wild. Yeah, and I've gone even wilder today, I'll be honest, Connor, because I think this is a character you might know a bit about, but most people will have never heard of this character at all.
Okay.
This character canonically exists in Marvel Comics, but their name is Cúchulain.
Okay, well, here's the thing, right? I know Cúchulain.
So Cúchulain, would you like
for
to
anyone who's not Irish, Cúchulain is like an Irish legend who... Hang on, how do I explain hurling?
So you play hurling. So
we have a sport that involves a stick and a ball. It's like lacrosse and hockey mixed together. And basically, Cúchulain hit the ball from the stick like a baseball, like a home run, straight into an animal's mouth and killed it.
Into the mouth of an Irish wolfhound and killed it.
That's a legend. I don't know. It didn't happen, but whatever.
But this is the thing, because I found... Okay, so I was on the Marvel Wiki and I was looking through the page all about the IRA, and then it went into the page about Ireland.
What a week to do it.
Oh, shit! I didn't even consider it.
That is a terrible thing to say this week,
Oh,
Sean.
no.
That is a terrible thing to say.
Well, look...
Irish Twitter, by the way, has been a place for the last day and a half.
It's like when the teacher leaves class and everyone just gets unsupervised.
Oh boy, it's one of those where you can't laugh. Some of the stuff has been ridiculous.
Some of the stuff has been funny though.
Yeah, as well. Yes, that is true. We're in a difficult position here.
Yeah, we're trying to walk a fine line. So let me tell you about this Irish folk legend on today of all days. So again, canonically exists in Marvel Comics. I just want to make that very, very clear. So the demigod Setanta, which is what Cúchulain was originally known as in the myth, was born in Magmorthane, in modern-day County Louth in Ireland, to Lugh, who was the Celtic god of the sun, and his mother was named Deichtena, who was the sister of the King of Ulster. So Setanta is the nephew of the King of Ulster. That's what you need to know here. Look, this is too local. It's too local of a report.
Why Irish folklore? Why is this in Marvel?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Who wrote this?
I think it was a good writer as well. It was he pops up in Thor comics, obviously.
A man called Stan Lee? What's he doing here?
Jack Kirby. So, during his youth, he lived at Eamon Macha, which is in Armagh, in Northern Ireland.
He keeps reading all the Irish names and then switching back. I like it. Go on.
Just so everyone knows. So, he trained in combat with the Craib Ruad Knights of Eamon Macha, and was trained by a warrior goddess named Scathach. He was also tutored by mortal nobles and poets. So he was a well-rounded... This is quite accurate to the myth as well of Cúchulain. And this is the thing that you were saying. So at age 7, there was a dinner party at the Royal Smith's house. Royal Smith was named Cullen. And so Setanta was late for this dinner party. And so he arrived. The only thing he had...
7, like...
He was set, yeah, he had just gotten out of the mines at the time, Connor.
Like he's 7 late for the dinner party. What's he doing, serving the champagne?
Probably, they probably won't put him to... Well,
probably.
No, he's royalty, like, he's probably fine.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So Setanta was running up. He had the hurl and the slitter, the hurling ball, in his hand, and a wolfhound comes at him, the guard dog of Cullen, and... Thinking quick, Setanta wallops the slitter into the back of the wolfhound's throat and kills it.
He throws the baseball up and smashes it with the bat straight into the wolf's mouth.
Yeah, and instantly dead. Everyone comes out. Cullen not very happy that his dog is dead. So what does Setanta do?
Fluffy! He shouted.
So Setanta offers, this is a 7-year-old by the way,
yeah.
He offers himself as a guard in place of the hound until a new one could be trained.
I'll tell you something, that's the worst fucking deal in history.
Fucking horrible trade offer right there.
Yeah, I'll take a 7-year-old. Have you ever seen... They're fucking tiny, Sean.
Have you ever fought a 7-year-old? It's easy.
I'd kick the shit out of 6 7-year-olds, but I wouldn't beat a wolf.
So this is when Setanta gained the nickname Cúchulain, which means the Hound of Cullen, basically. Right. Moving on. As an adult, he became Ulster's guardian and champion, and was notorious for succumbing to the Rheastrad, which is a superhuman bout of battle frenzy. So he gets into this zone and he sees red and he has bloodlust and he kills everyone. Again, all in the myth as well. Like they're fairly fucking accurate.
Once again, I have to keep reminding myself you're talking about Marvel comic books, not just telling me an Irish myth.
Yeah, but it's quite similar up to a point.
Okay.
So as a great power, in Celtic tradition, Cúchulain was under what was called a geis, which is a taboo. So it's like a condition. So he has all this power, and the taboo is that he will lose it if he ever eats of his namesake, which is a hound. So if Cúchulain ever eats dog, he will lose his powers. Which you would say, fine.
Sean, clean saving. There's literally no issue here. There's absolutely no issue. I've not eaten a dog in my life. I'm actually fine. You know what? And he's living in Ireland as well. He's like, lads, this is grand.
This is grand. I'll have chicken. I'll have salmon. I'll be grand.
Spuds and salmon everywhere.
That's all I need. But... Like, look, the people who wrote the mythologies, not subtle with foreshadowing, I would say.
I almost feel like he might eat wolf.
Jesus. Okay. He might do. At some point, he married a lady named Emer. Next up.
just, you know, his personal life.
So, Queen Maeve of Connacht and Prince Lugaid of Munster, which were both rival kingdoms to Ulster, conspired against him, leading to his death. So what happened then is, and it's glossed over in the Marvel comic, I would say.
Of course.
But the actual myth, he has a metal as fuck death. So he starts fighting with people, right? To the point that he is like on death's door. Like,
and there's a guy in the corner sizzling away, cooking a fucking dog. He's like, hold them down, lads. We're coming.
Well, this is the thing, is that he goes down to the lake and he has enough strength to drink water, and a washerwoman gives him some meat, I believe, to eat.
Oh, no.
The meat turns out to be dog.
The fucking dumb bitch.
Well, the washerwoman in Irish mythology is like basically the Grim Reaper. It means like you're fucked if you see a washerwoman on her own by a river, which is weirdly sexist. It's weirdly
but
fucked.
Also, are we smelly? Our clothes?
I think people just kept drowning in the river, and they were like, "Oh no, shit!"
Swim.
No one in Ireland learned how to swim until 1994.
I'd say about 2012.
And so, Cúchulain then he he gets speared through the stomach and he's like crawling away, running away. The enemies are still afraid of him at this point. They don't know he's lost his power. So what he does is he doesn't want to die like an animal on the ground. So he ties himself to a post and he holds his sword in his arm really tightly. A raven trips over his guts and Cúchulain laughs and then dies with a laugh in his mouth. Then what happens?
We've all been there. We've all heard the simple death. But that's actually how my great uncle.
Really?
Yeah, crow fell over its guts.
It happens, you know.
It's literally every third death in Ireland. The crows and the guts.
They stopped calling ambulances for it now. It's just too much.
At this point everyone accepts it. Oh, the crow got him. Fucking crows.
So he's tied to the post at this point. So he stays there for 3 days before any enemy is brave enough to approach him. And then Prince Lugig, who is the one who speared him through the stomach, wants to take his sword from him as a trophy. But it's still clutched really tightly in his hand. So what the prince does is, I'll just cut off his hand. So he cuts off the hand, but then the sword falls and cuts off the prince's hand. So Cúchulain gets the last laugh in the end anyway.
What?
So,
oh, man.
And so that's where, say, the myth would end. Upon his death, Cúchulain was... Of all the Irish words, this is the toughest word, and it's not even Irish. Cúchulain was apotheosized into godhood and inherited his father's spear, which he called Slaughter.
It's a good name for a weapon.
Very good name for a weapon. He then remained in the Otherworld, which is where all of the Tuatha De Danann, the Irish gods, they all lived there. Then, the Warriors 3. Classic comic characters, the Warriors 3, friends of Thor. They inadvertently kill a giant. Okay?
Another one.
Sif is not one of the Warriors 3, I'll have you know.
What are the Warrior 3 actual names?
You got Volstagg, he's in there.
Yeah.
Let me just open this tab.
They didn't last too long in Ragnarok, is what I will say.
No, they really didn't. Who do we have? We've got... Wait, why doesn't it list the Warriors 3?
They don't even have names. They got killed by Carl Urban at one stage. It's grand.
Yeah, look, there are a few lads...
and they're not very good.
Fendal? Is Fendal one of them? They're around there somewhere. But they killed a giant. The giant's father, who was the king of the giants, demanded as retribution. It's insane.
The giant's great uncle, twice removed, right, was pissy about this.
Well, he was pissy, and he demanded, as retribution for his son's death, a list of very difficult to acquire items, Connor. And one of these items...
Hang on.
Yeah.
You're okay, like, let's just take the fact that he's a giant out of this weird fucking story.
Sorry, is this where I've lost you?
No, well, look, up to that point, it was just a story I had heard before, right?
Well, that's fair.
I'm coming in now as somebody who's going to stamp down on the fact that you just said the giant, his son died, and as retribution, what he wanted was ad hoc duties, a task to find difficult items.
He wanted a glass hammer, some spotted paint, a long weight.
I want a national treasure level mystery rather than just the fucking goal at the end.
I mean, you're not too far off, but like one of the things he wants is Slaughter, which is Cúchulain's spear.
Right.
So, yeah, look, I need you to be on board with that of all things in this story.
Okay, he wants the spear. I'm with you.
Fair. So... The leprechaun named Proud. Okay, look, there's leprechauns in this story, guys.
You thought we weren't going to notice.
I was going to try and gloss over the leprechaun.
You throw giants in. I got to bring that up. You just said, the leprechaun, yeah. Like, we'd never heard that before.
I've brought up leprechauns once on this show. The report on Black Tom Cassidy.
Yeah, he was the only other Irish hero we've ever covered.
That's true. Cassidy Keep
I'm starting
is
to see
his
a
castle.
trend.
Yeah, there's that. Wait, what? That they're all like stereotypes?
Why do they have to include leprechauns and all the Irish lads?
That's true, but he has a gang of leprechauns that live under the castle, basically. Also, Black Tom Cassidy's love interest was killed by the Provisional IRA. That's just something that happened in the comics. Yeah.
Oh man, comics. It's American people being like, yeah, this is Irish history.
Yeah, this is fine. This is fine. I'll do more Irish characters in the future. But the leprechaun Froud comes to Cúchulain and is like, listen, the Warriors 3 and Thor are on their way. They're here to steal your spear. We gotta do something. I have a plan that we could steal Thor's hammer from him.
So wait now, Cúchulain is in heaven at this point.
He's in Otherworld. Yeah, heaven.
Okay. And so the leprechaun has come to heaven to be like, Thor's coming to steal your shit. Let's steal his shit instead.
Yes.
Where's the leprechaun been for the past fucking centuries? Could he not have gotten him out before?
No, it's not that he's dead. Like, Cúchulain's quite happy there in Otherworld. That's just where the gods live.
I suppose you would be.
But
eating fucking dog every day. Not a care in the world.
No ramifications for eating dog in heaven, lads.
Every dog around. The boys are trying to serve him eggs. And he's like, take them fucking away.
Get rid of him. Give me an old bow wow.
Tofu, fuck off. Give me the fucking dogs.
Oh, the dog's name is Tofu. Class.
Oh,
unreal.
Grand. Throw him in the
fire. So the Warriors 3 and Thor arrived to Otherworld via a sheath, which is a fairy mound in Ireland. They were welcomed by Froud, who is the leprechaun. Mm-hmm. And here's Froud's plan, right? So Froud says to the Warriors 3 and Thor, I've just stolen a child. Would you tell it a story for me? Now look, that's very Irish mythology, that sentence. There's a lot of child stealing and storytelling going on.
I've just stolen a child.
No, Connor, you're not going to believe this.
I feel like I'm going mad, Sean. Sean, I think I'm going crazy.
But the child is Cúchulain. He's disguised as a baby.
But he's a grown man.
He's a grown man disguised.
What did they do? They just like had the weird thing where his face is popping out of a weird fucking crib, but it's just like on a baby,
just wrapped in like a little shawl kind of a thing.
He hit with the Spider-Man Green Goblin,
the old lady in the burning building.
Yeah. You never see that tactic. Also, the idea that you go to Thor and say, I just kidnapped a child. Could you read it a nursery rhyme? Or he won't go to fucking sleep. He's still calling for his mother. He's wrecking my fucking head. I'll be honest with you, Thor.
Whinging is all it is.
Whinging is what he's doing. Apparently he needs to go home, wherever that is. I told him this is his home now. But anyway, sure, go read him a story. And it's Cúchulain in a fucking crib.
Yeah, tell me MCU Thor wouldn't fall for that, though.
Oh, he would.
Oh, he's a big dumb idiot.
It's a very hairy baby.
Oh, well, maybe this is how it is here. So, to their credit, so the leprechaun offers them, tell the child a story and I'll let you borrow the spear. That's the leprechaun's deal. And to their credit, the Warriors 3 and Thor are like, we're just going to take the baby back where it came from.
Makes sense.
And we'll take the spear as well. We'll just steal it.
Once again, I think that's a much better plan. This leprechaun's a dickhead.
Absolute prick. So they arrive back in Ireland, and this is when Cúchulain reveals his true form. And he's like, I'm Cúchulain the whole time.
Wait. I feel like I've taken drugs. Sean, there was no point between them going, right, we're taking the kid home, to picking up the kid, to transporting back to Ireland, that not one of them thought, fuck me, this baby's a bit heavy. Big fucking winter.
They're very strong. They're gods, Connor. They're very, very strong boys.
They picked a grown man up and they were like, oh no, this isn't a baby at all.
Hang on a minute.
The old grown up as a baby trick.
So he has the jump on him now at this point because he's revealed that he's a warrior.
That's the biggest jump you can possibly get at anyone. Baby to warrior.
Well, this is the thing, and he immediately he beheads Volstagg, one of the Warriors 3, and he mortally wounds Thor before being defeated and forced to flee by Hogun. So, the Warriors 3, Volstagg, Hogun, and Faendril, that's him. So
he prefers it when people call him Faendril.
It's a bit of a Asgardian dialect,
it's an accent thing. Look, we all understand.
So they also took the spear at this point, and Cúchulain's victims were quickly resurrected using the healing properties of an apple of Eden that the group had previously acquired. That was also on the list that the giant gave them to get.
This is mad, Shaun.
I know, somehow the Irish mythology was the most cohesive story in this, and as soon as the Marvel Comics universe gets involved,
they're just carrying around an apple of Eden. They just kidnapped the grown man who they think is a baby.
They have a whole sack full of treasures that they're trying to offload.
How big was Cúchulain? I still can't get over that.
He was probably about 7 feet tall.
How would you not realise?
I want to say magic, but I also feel like he was just wrapped in a big blanket.
At some point, it's just ignorance. I think at some point, we just have to question them.
At some point, Volstagg deserves to be beheaded.
I think a beheading is enough. I think it's the minimum he deserves.
So, later, that was the story, and then a couple of years later, Cúchulain popped up again. Hercules was assembling gods of war to battle new gods in an event called the Uprising Storm. Cúchulain was proposed to join the team, but Hercules considered him too bloodthirsty and dangerous to join the team.
He's got great fucking... He's able to distract people with crying noises. He's able to throw his voice, and he's also able to apparently shrink.
He can trip up some ravens if you disembowel them hard enough.
He can trip up ravens, and also he has the ability to turn into a baby at any given moment, and he's 7 feet tall. That's a skill.
I mean, that's pretty solid. And speaking of skills, on to powers and abilities, Connor.
Well done.
So, Cúchulain possesses the conventional superhuman attributes of the Celtic gods, with some differences. So he has superhuman speed, so he can move at speeds faster than the average Celtic god, which I realise we have no baseline for, but that's how fast he can move.
That could be anything. We're just going to, as two Irish people, we're going to assume Celtic god is stronger than Thor.
Oh, absolutely. Wipe the floor with him.
Yeah.
He has battle frenzy as well, so his powers also increase exponentially when he succumbs to battle frenzy, the Riastrad. He was trained extensively by the Knights of Eamon Macha and by Scahach, the warrior goddess. He was Earth's greatest warrior when he was alive.
Cool.
And here, you're going to love this. It is unknown how Cúchulain appeared as a baby before the Asgardians, whether it was one of his power or of the leprechauns doing.
No way. It's nobody's power. It can't be a power.
It can't be a power to make someone appear as a baby for a little while.
And then
he went back to Ireland, so it had to be him doing it.
Because the leprechaun wasn't with them anymore, Shaun.
No.
So it has to be one of his weirdly specific powers that he is able to turn himself into a baby for just a short period of time.
It's oddly specific for the Celtic gods, I will be honest.
Why would a warrior need that ability?
Yeah, if it made him, I don't know, bigger, that'd be fine. But smaller.
You're in the middle of a battle frenzy flowing, and then you just immediately turn into a toddler. I don't understand how that helps.
I don't know the tactic there.
No, it's weird.
During his battle frenzies, this is one of his weaknesses. During his battle frenzies, he becomes unable to distinguish friend from foe.
Ah, right.
So he's just out for blood, basically.
Like a baby.
Like any baby we all know. He also, in terms of weapons then, he has the Spear of Lugh, aka Slaughter, which is a powerful spear which needs blood to be calmed, which is the most metal sentence I've ever heard.
You know what? That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Cúchulain can even summon it from others' hands, so like Mjolnir, he can call it to him. He formerly used a Gaebulg, which is a spear crafted from the bones of the sea monster Quinchen. Quinchen?
All of this is fairly metal, to be fair.
It is. And then he also has a scythed chariot pulled by Dub Sangland and Leah Macha, which are two supernatural horses.
Fuck off. What a dude.
What an absolute fucking chad of a man.
And he's just rolling around. He calls it his buggy. It's his little pram.
Because he's a toddler.
Because he's a baby all the time for some unknown reason.
And I want to go back, right, to like the early Celtic Ireland, like 400 BC. And I want to say this sentence, which is, the way Cúchulain ranks on the Marvel 1 to 7 rating system.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty natural sentence to say.
He has an intelligence of 2, strength of 4, but it's 7 when he's in the Rheastrad.
Pretty good.
Speed of 2, but it's 3 when he's in the Rheastrad. Durability of 6, energy protection of 1, and fighting skills of 6. This is all based on the fact that he doesn't eat dog at the time, but that's his baseline stats.
Fucking hell.
So that's my report. What if I brought this into like history class in school?
Just imagine the kids just mouths open at the end, just like, what the fuck was he talking about?
Did Mr. Meehan just have a stroke?
What? So he's so strong unless he eats dog, but even if he does eat dog, he's able to turn into a baby? What?
Well, he's a god at that point. Basically, the trade-off was he ate dog, got killed, and became a god.
That's not really a weakness, though, is it?
Well, he did get killed that one time, though.
Yeah, but I mean, he also fucked up that crow. So I mean, when you think about
raven,
things around.
I get where you're coming from.
That raven had a upsy daisy day. Like, he fell over a few times.
I like that the raven tripped and he just fucking laughed at it and died.
And to be honest, I would laugh too at that point.
Yeah, if you're dying and you're like tied to a post and a raven trips over you, that's pretty funny.
And I'm already thinking in my head, like, what am I going to wear as a toddler? Like, what kind of outfits am I going? Bit of onesie? A little blue onesie, I'm thinking.
So that's my report, right? But it's also opened the door that now, like, all the Irish mythologies are in this, technically. Like, they're all in there somewhere. I just have to find them.
Okay, but are they all as crazy as this?
I'd say crazier.
Yeah, I'd say they probably get
a
worse.
lot of them. Because this is just the standard myth for most of it. And then the Warriors 3 show up and they have a little leprechaun.
Balor? Have you heard of Balor?
Yeah. Balor is in Marvel
He's like
Comics,
the one-eyed demon or some shit.
He's a demon king. He's class.
Yeah, demon king. I don't know what... I think... Is Connor based off Cúchulain, the name? Or am I being crazy?
Cullen would have been like a last name. I could see.
It's just a random conversation that nothing to do with comic books, but I just thought of it.
I don't know where the name Connor actually comes from. We can look that up. We have a bit of time.
We'll look at it because it has something to do with dogs.
Does it?
Yeah.
Connor,
it says
Irish
don't eat
name.
dog or else you'll turn into a little baby. That's what it means.
Connor is a male name. The meaning of the name is lover of hounds.
Told ya.
Fucking hell, but so you really can't eat dog then?
No, like fried up, like stir fried. I'm a lover of all kind of meal prep.
Oh, sorry. You're an appreciator.
Yeah. Deep fried.
And just as a little tease, I also found an Irish superhero in the modern day named Molly Fitzgerald, which I've definitely gone to school with her. So I'll do that maybe on St. Patrick's Day.
Lady?
No, she's like she has luck-based powers.
Oh, right, okay, fair enough.
Is there an old lady?
We covered one of the Hero Zeros a few weeks ago from one of your characters. They met an old lady called like Maureen Bird or something.
Oh, yeah. I forget who that was. But there was just a random Irish immigrant named like Maureen Fitzpatrick or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. So, I mean, is that the report finito, Sean?
I think that's the report finito, Connor.
I've been very good. What I will say is my brain nearly just broke during that. So, well done.
And you're Irish, so you have like the base
I'm very
level.
Intrigued as to how this passes internationally because I had a bit of a basis for knowing the batshit stuff. So
that's true. But let us know what you think of Irish mythology, please.
We could all disguise ourselves as babies. That's just the power we are born with here.
That's true. That's why we refuse to grow up and we're both man children.
Rock on, my dude.
Let's eat some dog. It's a new phrase of the podcast.
My weaknesses. Greyhound.
Connor, would you like to take us out?
Yes. So, if you like what you heard, we have hundreds of Hero Zero episodes. Most of them are a bit more not Irish based. What I would say is a bit more comic
peppered
book
in there.
And so, if you're interested in any of them, you can go back to our website. They're all on Spotify, iTunes, Podbean, and if any of the really old ones you can't find, just go to the website, which is heresforhire.ie, and just search for it there, and every episode is there, so you'll find out if we've done a character or not. We also have a Patreon where we recently reviewed Catwoman. If you're interested in listening to that review, the link is down below. It's patreon.com/Heroes for Hire podcast. We have an Instagram, Heroes for Hire podcast. Facebook is Heroes for Hire podcast. We also have a discussion group on Facebook called Detective Divilman's Discussion Group, if you want to join that. But most importantly, you can just tell one human being that we exist.
Just the one, please.
So I've been Conor Lawler.
I've been Shaun Meehan.
And we shall see you all next week, guys. Don't turn into a baby.
Don't eat dogs.
Bye.
Bye.